back to the two-man wrestling podcast, but today it's just a one-man wrestling podcast. It's just me. No Dijon today. He is on a wonderful last-minute summer holiday, we'll call it. Enjoying the sunshine, I hope so, buddy. I hope so. Well, I'm enjoying the nice grey, typical England, we'll call it. Yeah, pretty horrible weather, but I hope, my good friend, you are enjoying your holiday. But anyway, there isn't really a fat amount to talk about this week. As in, there's no PLE this weekend. That's the following weekend, which we will do an episode on. But yeah, there's a little bit of news, and that's what we're going to dive into today. I just thought we'll do news of the week this week, something a bit different. We won't do any analysis or nothing like that. Just straight news of the week, my thoughts, my opinions. If you care enough to listen, then I hope you enjoy. If you don't, au revoir. But anyway, we are going to get straight motherfucking into this. We're going to start with Andrade and some AEW news, which we don't really usually do very often. It's usually mostly your WWEs and their, we'll call them allies, your TNAs, your Ring of Honors, your Triple A's. AEW, man, they're the dark side, in my opinion anyway. But Andrade was a former WWE wrestler, now twice. He's had 2 stints. Went to WWE, went to AEW, came back to WWE, and has gone back to AEW. He returned last night, a Wednesday night, to attack or confront, as we should say, Kenny Omega. The biggest boy in AEW, in my opinion anyway. Not John Moxley. We can't have that. But what's like Andrade coming back into WWE at some point in the future? Who knows? But you know what? Andrade, in my opinion, is a fantastic wrestler. A great draw, a great luchador. Had a couple title runs in WWE, but never really solidified himself as that main guy, which I don't think I can blame him. It didn't seem like it was never the problem. I mean, that series of 7 against Carmelo Hayes was just phenomenal. I mean, in the crowd, his involvement when he could return to Royal Rumble was incredible. His last thing, actually, before leaving WWE, was teaming up with Ray Fenix. And that was absolutely sensational. Me and Dee spoke about it and thought, maybe they get a tag team title run. But all good things must come to an end. And that was Andrade's stint in WWE. But now he's in AEW, and you know what? I hope he does well. There is nothing more that I want for that man to succeed in AEW or another promotion if he chooses to go somewhere else after that. Because let's be real, the man has got about as much loyalty as Vince McMahon has to his own wife. Anyway, Vince alarm there. Dijon. Hold on. Vince. But yeah, oh god, a little bit of an echo. But moving on, back to the WWE side, which is probably the reason you're all here for. Bit of sad news, I guess. AJ Styles is retiring from professional wrestling. Not just WWE, not going back to TNA. He is done with professional wrestling. From what we're predicting as early 2026. He doesn't even know if he's going to make it to WrestleMania. It's the same reason as John. He said when he's not able to deliver what AJ Styles should be as a character, that's the day he steps away because he's not delivering the full product. Which is completely valid, and AJ is arguably one of, if not the greatest in-ring performer of all time. So it's going to be another sad farewell next year. Obviously, we've got Cena December 13th, Saturday Night's Main Event 2025 this year. That's going to be a moment. But, yeah, AJ, what a sad moment, man. I mean, what a fucking career. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I won't, what's the word for it? I won't skip over my previous comments. I was never used to be a big fan of AJ. But he grew on me a bit. I think it was the soccer mum hairstyle. I think that was probably about it for me. But yeah, I mean, man, what a fucking wrestler, right? And what a career. But good luck to him in the future. And obviously, I hope that Hunter does the right thing and books him correctly. Don't mess it up. But we're going to move on to WWE, but another brand, NXT, and their counterpart, should we say, as of nowadays, TNA. It's TNA, not TNA. NXT Showdown will be taking place. I can't remember the date, and quite frankly, I'm not doing any research today. But it was called Invasion, but there were a few political problems. But I'm not going to go into that, as it's not my place. I don't really know, well, not know, but politics is going to stay out of these podcasts. But yeah, it coincided with stuff like that, and it's now been changed to Showdown, which is going to be, it was a play on from a previous pay-per-view, PLE, whatever you want to call it these days. I can't exactly remember when it was from, but it is a throwback to that, and we're getting a TNA versus NXT clash of the titans almost. I mean, fuck me, we got Matt Cardona coming back, Zack Ryder for all of you you old gens, a bit like us, not old gens, but medium gens. Yeah, man. But all we need is Dolph motherfucking Ziggler. That's the one I want to see come back, because damn, that man is good. In top 5 of my favourite wrestlers, which is, I think we spoke about this on a podcast months ago now. Damn, we're 6 months. Who would have thought? No, but Ziggler, I hope, will be like, maybe they might have a mysterious fifth man. But if that music hits, limbs in my front room, I'll tell you that much. And I'm only going to assume there'll be limbs in DeJohn's room as well, as there should be, because it's Dolph Ziggler. Need I explain more? But that should be awesome. I'm hoping for like a big 5 versus 5, 6 versus 6, a bit like Authority versus Team Cena, like Survivors, something like along those lines. That'll be awesome, and I think they are doing the right thing with this. And I think NXT needs this, as well, we're going to talk about in a minute, but it seems like now is the time where WWE are going to take the punt on those big names, such as Javon Adams, Trick Williams, Oba Femi. Like, all of those seem to be leaning towards getting that main roster push. For example, which is our next bit of news, Ricky Saints captured the NXT Championship off what we thought was unbeatable Oba Femi. I mean, very impressive for Ricky Saints. Obviously, we know he's an incredible wrestler in general, but Ricky Saints winning that is great for his career, as he's going to be probably one of the main guys now in NXT going forward, but it also allows Oba Femi to move on to the main roster. But here's the real question. How do we book Oba Femi? Well, I've got my predictions, or theories, should we say. I personally think that he is going to win the US title from Sami Zayn in his Open Challenge. I would have loved it to be this Friday, but it seems like we're going to be getting from previous little, Easter eggs, as we saw a certain Japanese man walking in the shadows in the last SmackDown, teasing at Sami's next match. He's not my favourite. He really, really isn't. Never has been, never will be. The worst of all time. No, I'm joking. But, I mean, I don't... It's really weird, and I'm going to get a lot of stick for this. And, quite frankly, I don't really care. But Shinsuke Nakamura is more than likely going to be Sami's Open Challenge next challenger for tonight. Sami Zayn's Open Challenge was announced that it's continuing this week. Thank God. It's fantastic for SmackDown, fantastic for the title, and fantastic for Sami. But, Shinsuke. In my opinion, anybody but him. But, you know what? I understand a lot of people like him, and I can get why a lot of people like him. But I'm not a big fan of his character, nor the in-ring ability. Yeah, shoot me. I know people say he's incredible, blah, blah, blah. But for me, I don't really. But anywho, no, I do think that Oba Femi should win the US title. I think that will kickstart his career on the main roster. I do not think he can come in and lose for a while. He needs to be built as a big, dominant force, which he was in NXT. And if you don't, it just makes his NXT run look, I don't know if it's out of place, but it's how do I describe this? It's more like if he comes onto the main roster and loses a couple times, he isn't that dominant force anymore. He doesn't be that guy who looks unbeatable like your Brock Lesnar. Think about Lesnar and Oba Femi in a match. Roof raising, ground shaking. That would be fantastic, and that's the sort of things want. People want those forces because we don't have one anymore, bar Brock. I mean, we thought it was Reigns. I mean, Reigns was, but Reigns has been destroyed multiple times now, been in a hospital. But yeah, like, even he isn't a big dominant force anymore. It's just Brock. And Braun Breaker. But Oba Femi, I think, should come in and have like a year-long unbeaten streak, maybe more. But yeah, just think of the matches. Like, Oba Femi, let's list off a few. We could have Gunther, Brock, Breaker, Reed, Fatu, Omos, when he inevitably comes back, because I'm telling you now, he will. Excuse me, but he will. After that appearance in AAA, never say never. But yeah, man, just all I hope is that they book it right. And when Trick comes up, Javon, who's already been in this Open Challenge, because I think that that's what the Open Challenge originally was from Cena. It was to put over the new talent, or not to say put them over, but give them a shot at a title on their debut of a main roster, and just develop this, show everybody, present what this incredible person is to the people who don't watch NXT. Like, I'm a bit hypocritical of that. I don't really watch a mass on NXT. I watch the highlights and your social media feeds. I see those. So I know roughly, enough about what's going on. But just don't mess it up, man. And I see a lot of people in comments really going on about, damn, like, we just have a really weird feeling that Hunter is going to screw this. I have a little bit of a suspicion. I mean, no, I think Hunter's been absolutely incredible with his booking. But there's a lot of things which, could be better. Could be better. But if I was the booker, I'd be in the position right now. So I'm not, and I don't know best, but that's just my opinion. But going back to WWE, we have a new little faction. Bit of a gimmicky faction. El Grande Americano has got two little, I'm going to call them Jobber Crew, because that's all they're going to be. But El Grande, he's now partnering with Pete Dunne. So, I might be wrong. Might not be Pete Dunne. And, not Tyler Breeze. Oh, what's his name? Well, we're doing research today. But what I was going to say is that I think this is good for El Grande Americano. Because I think this is going to be a character that will be going on for a long time. I think that's good. I'm happy that it's not too serious, because this thing can't be taken too serious. I'm sorry, it just can't. Respect to Ludwig. Ludwig is... I love him. I think Ludwig is absolutely fantastic. But he now has Bravo and Rayo Americano joining him left and right of his shoulders. Tyler Bate. There we go. Tyler Bate. Yeah, I mean, Pete Dunne, Tyler Bate were excellent during NXT runs. Both held the gold a couple times. Came onto the main roster, did all right. Now they've been put behind a bit of a gimmicky mask. I don't know, man. But I mean, I'm not really. I like Pete Dunne. He's from Birmingham. I'm near Manchester, but now living in near Birmingham with my wonderful, wonderful partner. And he's from Birmingham, and he likes him as well, simply for that reason, and his bringability. Like, it's great. Like, there's a reason why he won the gold. But yeah, I faction's a faction. Can't say no to new things, can we? We can't do that. But I guess I just don't know where it's going to be used and what is the plan going forward, which is good because it bit of a mystery, we'll say. And it keeps people guessing, which is everything that I want in wrestling. You don't want it to be predictable. And a couple months ago, when it was predictable, and the current state of Raw, which is predictable as fuck right now, it's not exactly enjoyable to watch. Like, for example, Raw had its lowest viewership figures since the Netflix era the other day. Does that not say enough about Raw? Maybe something needs to change? No, not maybe something needs to bloody change. But, yeah, as I said, it's something new. I'm not going to be against it. But I just hope this doesn't damage the reputation of Ludwig Kaiser, of Chad Gable when he comes back, the real El Grande Americano, Tyler Bate, Pete Dunne. Like, as long as it doesn't hurt their legacies and what they've already built to their reputations already, then I don't care. If it's funny, it's good, but it doesn't make them look weak. Sure, all for it. But if you're there to have them as jobbers and look like dickheads every single week, then don't do it. It's not fair on them. Like, it seems very, what's the word? Vince. It seems very Vince. That's the thing. And we're past that era now. I know you've got to have the element. WWE is a show. It's in theory, it's a bit of a theatre performance. Almost, you know what I mean when I say that. But, and you've got to have the gimmicks in there to please a bit of comedy. And you've got to have the big guys in it to the power. Like, there's loads of elements to it. But if you're going to have these generational superstars who are proven, they've got many years ahead of them, it's only going to damage them in the future if they come out as jobbers or, I just hope the best for them, and I hope they don't get really screwed over with this, but who knows? I can't predict the future, If my grandmother had wheels, she would have been a bike. But we are going to move on to our next part, which is the current talks about Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed? Not Bronson Reed. Come on, Wilhelm. Brock Lesnar and Braun Breaker is apparently in talks to be slated for WrestleMania 42, which is returning to Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas in 2026. Book it. Need I say more? Book it, book it, book it. I mean, that is Clash of the Titans we've ever seen. I mean, they did Brock versus Omos, but Omos don't move like Mr. Breaker does over here. I mean, that man hits 23, 24 miles an hour with a spear. That's like getting hit by a car. Ow. Ow. Brock Lesnar is, well, at least Brock Lesnar. We all know what Brock Lesnar's like, outside of the ring. But, that would be, feed. Not Ryback, but feed me more. I think that'd be excellent. I don't know whether Brock, does he retire at that point? Does Brock retire next year? I don't know how long he's back for. Like with AJ Lee, we got news on that it's not just a one-off. It's going to be a multi-match contract. Sorry. We haven't really had much news on Brock, unless I've missed something or sleeping under a rock. Then Rock and Brock. I don't know. Well, maybe he joins Seth's faction, because there's also been some news about that on Twitter. But Twitter is just full of, or X, should we say? Twitter is just full of loads of horseshit half the time. I mean, there's some credible sources, and you and your lights believe. So when you see GTA 6 trailer 2, 3, 1 announcements, and it's all September 5th or January 2nd, keep an eye out, and it's just never going to happen. Don't believe everything you see on Twitter, but Brock versus Braun. See, this is my problem. It's been a bit of a slow week. I know what we could do. I know exactly what we could do. Let's do a bit of a early. I mean, I know it's 2 week early. But let's predict. Let's give a bit of an overview of what we've got so far for WWE Crown Jewel, because it seems relevant. I mean, you're gonna get a TikTok video about it. Of course you are. Like, we don't skip on those, man. But yeah, no, you'll get one of those videos with all the announced matches and our predictions. But we have 4 matches announced as of so far. We have the Kabuki Warriors versus Rhea Ripley and Io Sky. Is this a match I'm massively interested in? In my opinion, not really, because of Asuka. You're probably gonna think I'm just hating Japanese wrestlers here. No, it's nothing like. It's not like. But I don't like Becky Lynch. There's a lot of people I really don't. I didn't like AJ Styles for a while, but shoot me, whatever. But like, I just can't get behind that character. It's just a bit awkward. It seems a little bit forced, and like Io and Kyrie doesn't feel very forced. It feels naturally. Whenever Asuka talks or does anything, it just feels very forced. Can't really get behind it. But I hope Io and Rhea get the win here, because I mean Asuka and Kyrie have both stood tall over them both over the past 2 weeks. So it would be nice to see Rhea and Io maybe get along a bit more. I mean, they already are, but you know what I mean. But the next match is La Primera, Stephanie Vaquer, the current WWE Women's World Heavyweight Champion, takes on the WWE Women's Champion, Tiffany Stratton. This will be for the Crown Jewel Championship, bell or ring, whatever you bloody want to call it. I mean, it's a bit of a money grab, isn't it? Let's all be real with ourselves. But no, this is off the dome as well. Like, I have not even thought about predicting these, but I thought something a bit, what's the word? Off the cuff, off the dome. I think I've got Tiffy winning this. Or do I? I don't know. I really don't know with this one. Let's go with Stephanie I'm going Tiffany Stratton! Tiffy is winning this. I'm not backing down from it. Tiffy's just looking strong, man. I mean, she's beating everybody left, right, and centre. She put away Jade Cargill and Nia Jax of the week in a shocking match. Stephanie looks strong, but I don't know. Maybe they do give it to her as well. Just to give her that a bit more of a boost after winning this world title, make her a bit more established. Tiffy's already had that 270-odd day reign and continuing. So I guess it would balance them out a bit, which I don't mind. But I'm going with my girl Tiffy for this. The next match, we have the American Nightmare, Cody Raheem Rhodes versus Seth frickin' Rollins, World Heavyweight Champion and the WWE Champion, going head to head in Perth, Saturday, October 11th. What do I think is going to happen at this match? Well, again, it's one of those. I'm going to put a liquid pin in that one. But, you know how I said earlier, how I don't like predictable shit? Here we go. Here we land. Oh no, just hilarious. But no, I don't know, because they've got to make the Vision look strong, they've got to make Seth look strong. But here's my theory. I'm not sure if you noticed over recent weeks, or especially last week, Seth's trying to do a bit more by himself, on his ones, on his solo, uno mandemo. Maybe that's going to come back to haunt him a bit. Maybe that's the story leading to. That Seth thinks he can do it by himself, which in theory probably should be able to, seeing as he is the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. But maybe he's overestimated himself and not really thought that, who's beaten me 22-0, including house shows, that is, in terms of actual matches, who has beaten me 3 times in a row that I could not beat? Cody, Raheem, the Dream, Rhodes. Or maybe it's the time Seth breaks that streak. Maybe he gets one back. Maybe he holds his own in that. But I'm going with Raheem. God, I love Twitter, man. Cody's winning this one. I think he needs to have that established run a bit. I like to say Seth is established enough almost in this. He's got his wins. He hasn't lost since he's had the title. But maybe my little story, my bit of character build or what storyline building will come true, and Seth might jump the gun a little bit, which could then cause some tension within the group. Or he's going to have a sneaky little sidekick, Becky Lynch get involved, or his hot wife, as he calls her. I don't think so. Yeah. I mean, I've seen a lot of stuff about a Brock reuniting with Seth, seeing as Cody's already mentioned Brock in his promos. That's what he wants to know about. And maybe Seth gets Brock on his side. He's already teamed with Paul Heyman. So, but I'm going to go Cody with this. I'm going to stick with my original storyline that Seth thinks he can do it all by himself, but not enough to beat Cody, the Dream, Raheem Rhodes. But to our final match, which we have so far. It's going to be a sad one. It's the last time these two are going to do it. Hold up. Wait a minute. Pause. Christ. But John Cena, the Never Seen 17, is going to be taking on the phenomenal AJ Styles in Perth on Saturday, October 11th. A crown jewel. No stipulation, no title on the line, pure wrestling. And that's what we want to see between these two. This match doesn't need a stipulation. If you know AJ Styles and you know John Cena, you should know that this match is probably one of the only matches which doesn't need shite. It needs pure back and forth. It needs them pulling out all the stops. And I'm sure AJ, and this is what he's great at, he's making people look great no matter who you are. Cena, who's slowing down a little bit, who's still looking absolutely fantastic. I mean, that match against Logan Paul, was it SummerSlam? Who did he fight? No, he didn't fight SummerSlam. Who did he? Oh, God. Long week, as if you couldn't tell. Long week. But, doesn't matter. Wherever he fought Logan Paul, that was excellent. A 25-minute classic, which we didn't think we'd get, but we did. Which, shows Cena still got it, man. He's still got it. And AJ has obviously still got it. I would have loved for this to be for the IC title. I know I just said you didn't need it, but nah. This would have been cool. You don't need it, but this would have been cool for the IC title because, if AJ has it and he beats Cena, then he looks like a very strong champion. If Cena wins it, he has the opportunity to hold the IC title, which he's never held before, making him a Grand Slam champion, which is like the last thing he needs to do. I don't really see... Maybe he beats Dom in the future, but that's for another day. But for now, we're talking about Cena versus AJ. And my prediction here... I think Cena's got to have it. Because, for example, let's go back to Brock versus Cena. Brock versus Cena was... Brock, as people, I'm not sure if you've seen it already, but the comments that have been made and what I completely agree with, Brock is still Brock. Brock ain't going anywhere for a bit. Cena's going in 2 months and 10 days. Cena's going, man. Brock's still Brock. And Brock left as a dominant force. He's got to come back as a dominant force. I'm sure Cena agrees. He's not, Cena isn't a guy to, put people over for no reason. Cena goes with the storyline. He's never been somebody to go, no, or I'm not fighting him, or I want to fight him. He rolls with it. You gotta roll with it. But yeah, and I've got Cena winning this. I do. Sorry to all you AJ fans out there, which is myself and my gorgeous, gorgeous co-host, Dijon Blick, who is a huge AJ Styles fan. So I don't know how he's going to feel about my prediction, but you know what, mate? Up yours! But, yeah, I've got Cena. Cena all the way, my boy. I've got to back him to the end. He's had his loss, well, a couple losses now. Needs to finish strong. That's what we want from the Cena retirement run. But as of that, that's it. That's all the news, man. It really, really hasn't. We'll talk about one more thing. Edge. Is he going to return? It'll only be a short little bit here, but there was an Edge and Christian, or Copeland, moment at the end of AEW about a week ago. Talking about how Edge needs to go home and focus on himself a bit before doing anything else. Conveniently, when does his contract end? October 2025. Reportedly. Don't take gospel for that shit. But John Cena versus Edge. Do we want it one more time? Of course we do. Don't be stupid. Edge versus Cena, arguably his greatest rival. Maybe you have Randy, Brock, or CM Punk in there, or even The Rock. But no, man, imagine it. Edge, Cena, Saturday, 13th of December, Saturday night's main event, one final time. Absolute cinema. That's what I'm going to call it. But will it happen? I mean, who knows? WWE have got full of surprises as of recent. We never thought Punk was coming back. We never thought AJ was coming back. We never thought Brock was coming back. For reasons you guys know. But here they all are. So never say never, eh? Never say never. Remember Edge's other return? Who knew about that one? Not many people. So, never say never, man. But if I could give a percentage on this happening, I don't know. Because if I'm wrong and he is still under contract, I've seen people saying, "Oh, Tony Khan should do this one off." Why is Tony Khan going to do that? Imagine Pepsi going to Coke. Oh yeah, here's our secret flavor for a week. Then you can forget about it. But you can have it for a bit. They'd never do that. Such as McDonald's would never start selling like fried chicken drumsticks. Not gonna happen. It's like Everton. I'm not gonna go into Everton. No. But yeah, man. I want it. I know you guys want it, and if you don't, you're wrong. I'm telling you, you're wrong, and you just made the list. For being an imbecile. But that's the last thing I'll talk about, and I'm going to leave you with that Edge and Cena in your mind. But tonight, seeing as D is on holiday, having a wonderful time with his wonderful girlfriend as well, Ish. Hi, Ish. He will be not doing the preview today, and you get my beautiful face once again tonight, tomorrow. Depending if this podcast goes out today or tomorrow, you get me 2 days in a row. Oh, what a treat, eh? But for now, that will be all. Hope you guys have a wonderful week in the world of wrestling. Hopefully Raw gets a bit better. Hopefully SmackDown is good tonight. Give me Oba Femi. Yeah, and Dee will be back next week with another episode of the Two Man Wrestling Podcast. But for now, we will see you next week, and goodbye. Yeah! Bye!